What's good, everybody? Thanks for joining me. As you can see, we got a new set going on here. I've actually changed a couple things about the show, so let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. As for the show, we had a huge Nintendo Direct last week all about Animal Crossing New Horizons. They talked about some old stuff, a lot of new stuff, as well as touched on some of those muddier questions we had about things like multiplayer. We got all that and more on another episode of the shit you care about. Alright, so the game comes out on March 20th, 2020. That is about a month away from the date I'm recording this. The first thing I think about when I look at this game is that the graphics remind me a lot of those play places at the mall that are probably like German infested, but they kind of have that shiny, plasticky look to them, and that's almost kind of what this game looks like. They split this Nintendo Direct into 3 parts. The first one is mostly for stuff they've already talked about in previous Direct. The second part is mostly for stuff they hadn't discussed before or things that will be coming to the game in the future. And the third is an FAQ, if you will, where they answer some questions that people kind of were really curious about, as well as clearing the air about multiplayer and things like that. In part 1, they start off by talking about how you get to choose one of what it looks like of 4 islands you get to start off of. I don't know if those are randomly generated or if those are like pre-made maps, but you get a little bit of choice where you want to start. As well, you get to choose which hemisphere you want to live on, the northern or the southern. This seems to just affect the seasons that they've added in this game. I don't think they've had seasons in Animal Crossing before. I imagine the seasons are also going to have some gameplay impact, as well as deciding when certain events happen and what you collect in the world, so on and so forth. That kind of rolls into the crafting element that they're adding in this game, which seems to be a really big part of Animal Crossing now. They did touch on these Nook mileage points that you can collect for doing certain tasks or things around the island, and then you can use them to purchase what looks like shirts and other goodies at the store, as well as more crafting recipes. It seems like they got a lot of inspiration from Stardew Valley, which coincidentally enough got a lot of inspiration from Animal Crossing, and it seems like they're adding a lot of those, I don't want to call them survival elements, because Animal Crossing is definitely not a survival game, but it definitely seems like they're trying to give you more reasons to spend time on the island doing, you know, bullshit. And you will be duly rewarded for doing all that bullshit, because not only will you have a tent to deck out, you can then upgrade that tent to a house and then add like extensions, other rooms, upgrades, this, that, and the other to the house. And on top of that, they've completely renovated the house customization tool in this one, so it's a lot easier to like place items where you want them to be, as well as change the wallpaper or floor. That really seems to be a big theme in Animal Crossing New Horizon, is the idea that just about everything is customizable. It looks like there's about 1,000 different articles of clothing to wear, tons of different bugs to find, fish to catch, flowers to pick up, and not to mention that kind of gets into the second part of the video where they talked a little bit about terraforming. This is completely new to the Animal Crossing series, the idea that you can change the environment around you. Animal Crossing has clearly gotten a lot of inspiration from Minecraft on this end, and while it doesn't seem like something you're going to be able to do till you've pretty much upgraded your island to the fullest extent, it's cool to know that they're really going to give you all the tools you need to totally and utterly make this island your own deserted island. Not only becoming the best game about a deserted island, but possibly the only one you will ever need on a deserted island. And last but not least, they've left the third part of the video for kind of explaining some things that they weren't super clear about, like multiplayer. Each cartridge has one island associated to it, and you can have up to 8 people on one island. Which means if you're a family and you all want to play on the same Animal Crossing cartridge or whatever, that is a possibility. That all being said, while you can have up to 8 people living on the island, you can only have 4 people playing on the island at one given moment. It seems like this extends to online play, and they do kind of put in some stops so that, you know, you don't just have people coming in and wrecking all of your shit. You can make someone a best friend, and that allows them to use tools or collect things, it seems like, in that world. I don't know why you'd make anyone your best friend, because I don't want anyone messing all my stuff up that I've meticulously placed around. But this does give you the option to let your friends help you maybe build stuff around or do whatever you need to get done. I'm not positive how it all works with the best friend and kind of what you can and can't do. However, they did mention that if you happen to collect anything while you're out and away, it will be stored in the chest in Tom Nook's store. Now there is no cloud save support, which is kind of a bummer, I have to say. I imagine this is kind of some anti-cheat measurement, but they did mention that in extreme cases they were going to have some sort of service set up to where you could get your save back, like if your Switch was damaged or something like that. They really didn't go into much information into that at all, so I'm definitely curious to see what they're gonna say about that in the future, or if that will even be a thing at all. So I'll definitely keep you guys up to date if any more news comes out about that and kind of how that's all gonna work, but in classic Nintendo fashion, they have said nothing about it and maybe will never plan to. As you guys have probably already seen, they're going to be releasing a special edition Nintendo Switch about a week before the game comes out, so keep an eye out for that just so they don't get all sold out. And right at the end they mentioned that there'll be a little bit of a crossover with Pocket Camp, so if you play that game, make sure you hop in there and grab those items. I don't know anyone who plays that, but there you go. Overall, this game looks very, very cool. I'm definitely excited at what they've shown off so far. It's definitely nice of them to finally give more away about this game. We really haven't heard much about this game up until this point, other than some news here and there. Between all the quality of life fixes that they've kind of taken care of, as well as adding in pretty much endless amounts of content and customization options, I think I'm going to be playing this game for a very long time, and I think a lot of other people are going to as well. It's pretty much already the talk of the town on every website and social media platform there is at the moment, so I'm definitely excited to see the reception this game is going to get when it finally does release. That being said, we just went through all of the juicy news that we got from the new Animal Crossing Nintendo Direct last week. But if you've been waiting this whole time and you didn't like something about that, let me know in the comments down below. If you like what I do here on the channel, please think about hitting the subscribe button and ringing that bell for notifications. Once again, I'm Brandon. Thanks for watching and have a kick-ass week.